Latest updates on Australian Travel Declaration. Please keep in mind that, ahead of travelling to Australia, make sure to complete the Australia Travel Declaration at a minimum of 72 hours prior to your departure. Following are the travellers who should fill out an Australia Travel Declaration: citizens of Australia and all permanent residents. Individuals who are automatically excluded from Australia's travel restrictions. Individuals who have been granted an individual exemption to the present travel restrictions. Transit passengers. Following are the travellers who are not required to complete an Australia Travel Declaration: flight crew, foreign diplomats, individuals travelling on military flights, individuals arriving by sea. The Australia Travel Declaration gathers your contact details in Australia, flight details, vaccination information, quarantine requirements, and your health status. This data helps the Australian government conclude your quarantine arrangements, if required, and also let the relevant health departments reach you if someone you travelled with tests positive for the coronavirus. If the declaration is not completed, you might not be able to board your flight, or you might experience delays when you arrive in Australia. Prior to your visit to Australia, you might also need a valid visa to enter Australia. Submit an exemption to Australia's travel restrictions. An authority to enter Australian states or territories. Now, let's talk briefly about starting your declaration. Before you start your declaration, make sure to have the following information available: passport details, vaccination details, trip information, destination details, and contact details. You would also need to create an account, which would let you manage your current and future declarations in one place. However, note that you cannot update your answers once a declaration has been submitted. If you wish to update your answers, then you will have to submit a new Australia Travel Declaration and then delete the former one. This includes if there is a change in your flight, health status, or if you made a mistake. You can still create a new declaration, even if the old one displays a message that it is being deleted. Parents should ensure to complete a declaration for children under 15 years of age. Any individual who is 15 years old and over should complete their own declaration. There are no payments required for an Australia Travel Declaration, it is free. Please note that providing false or misleading information to the Australian government is a serious offence. If convicted, the maximum penalty is imprisonment for 12 months. Once the Australia Travel Declaration is completed, you will receive an email confirmation with details you can show, either electronically or printed, before you board your flight and on arrival in Australia. Your email will have either a green response, with a tick, if you do not need to quarantine on arrival. This will be based on your declaration that you are travelling to Australia from a country in Australia's safe travel zone. Blue response, with an hourglass, if you are required to quarantine on arrival, or a red response, with a cross, your airline will determine if you can travel. If you are allowed to travel to Australia, you will be required to quarantine on arrival. Even if you are vaccinated against the COVID-19, you must undergo 14 days of mandatory quarantine on arrival. This is to cut down the risk to the community from the introduction and spread of the coronavirus. All travellers should review the arrangements in both their place of arrival and place of final destination, as quarantine requirements differ in each Australian state and territory. This is the end of today's video update. If you found this video update useful, then please comment below, and support us by subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching today's video update.